What is up, guys? Back at the garage. My iPhone XS Max, which I use to record the backward facing camera, stopped working. I don't know, no cracks or anything. I think it's literally just worn out or something happened, but recording on an older iPhone today. So yeah, bear with the quality. It should still be 4K, but gonna be working on cleaning up a whole bunch of small things today. Like, there's just so many small things I have to do and things that I've been trying to fix for weeks to make perfect, and I'm so close on a lot of them. So we're going to be wrapping that stuff up this video and getting the car driving again, and hopefully start doing some more launch tests and some more street driving once it gets warmer out. Ended up ordering some new springs for the rear from Ben, Cap Racing. These are the iBox before, and these are, not sure what brand these are, but they are 700 pound. They're 3x8. They're the same height and everything. You can see those coils are just quite a bit thicker. So I got this side installed. I like that blue. I got all the colors back here now. Install's pretty easy. I can usually like snake it through here and then up there and then back down. It's kind of a pain to snake it in without removing the control arm, but that one's in there. I'm gonna go put that other one in and we can put this thing on the ground. I think the car should gain some ride height because these are higher pound-inch springs, because there's going to be the same amount of weight, but obviously it's not going to be able to compress as much. So we'll see what that looks like. That's going to be cool if we can get some more height in the rear. But if not a big problem. We got good height in the rear. But let's get that other one on and get this on the ground and see what it looks like. I got the new 700s in. The car's sitting real nice. I got the springs adjusted to the same as the 500s. And it rides about 1/4 of an inch higher, which is fine by me, with obviously the big benefit going to be, less compression of the springs for a given weight transfer. So we're going to try these out. I think they're going to work pretty well. I was just bouncing it without any compression/rebound setup on the struts. And yeah, I mean, it seems pretty good with no compression. So once we add some compression, I think we're going to hopefully have our squat issues all resolved in the rear. I'm really liking how this car looks with a little bit of wheel gap, to be honest. I'm really over that whole low rider. You don't need to dump these cars. There really is no reason unless to look cool. I bet you it's going to handle awesome with it raised up like this. I don't know, pretty happy with the springs. I'm going to leave them in there. Can't test drive it today because it's pouring out. We need to work on some other stuff, but we'll get out there and test these soon once it starts warming up. I tuned the suspension a little bit more. So the rear is at 26 now from the ground to the bottom of the fender, and the front's at 25. I think it looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with how it looks. It's actually probably pretty factory ride height. So I got an inch lower in the front. So that's automatically going to give me a free inch of squat back here, which will level the car. And then maybe we'll get just a little bit of squat. I don't know, we'll have to do more launch tests, but it looks good, and it's like the same ride height as my S70 now, but obviously has way stiffer suspension and obviously bigger wheels. But I really like raising the car up. I think it looks way better. I'm really sick of that low life. I'm sick of having to worry about clearance issues. I'm sick of having to worry about stuff scraping. I mean, this is going to drive awesome at stock height and just way stiffer springs. So I can't wait to get out and test this thing. It's pouring this weekend. Another thing I want to point out is the camber. Like, raising the car up drastically fixed the camber. You can see there's still a tiny bit of negative camber, but oh my God, when it was like an inch and a half lower, it just gets so bad on these independent rear suspensions. So you can see, like, that's a reasonable amount of camber. You can see it's not too negative. It's probably like maybe ½ degree negative. So that's another reason why I wanted to raise the car up, because it just makes no sense to dump the car and have this crazy negative camber for a drag car. That makes no sense. So raising the car up fixes the camber issues. It fixes all the clearance issues. It fixes all the weight transfer issues. It fixes everything. For a straight line car, there's no reason to dump it. There's no reason. I don't think you need that low center of gravity drag racing as much as you would need it doing like circuit racing or something. I could be wrong on that, but we're going to test this ourselves and we'll find out. One thing I've been trying to fix for weeks is this freaking clutch stop. Oh my gosh. So what I ended up doing is I ended up buying an off-the-shelf clutch stop, and I actually drilled holes through the pedal and I bolted it to the frickin' pedal. That thing is not going anywhere. And the other thing that was happening is it would get snagged up on the car. You can see the old one was hitting here, and it would get snagged up on the carpet, and it would make the pedal very, very soft. So now I have this nice little opening here that no one can see unless they're down here. And the little stopper here, basically it starts down vertical like this, but eventually when the pedal goes in, it is perfectly flat. And I can try and do this with my hand. Yep. So you can see it's hard stopping now. Like, it actually feels like a clutch pedal again, instead of this soft squishiness of the clutch stop pushing against carpet and stuff. So I literally spent 3 hours doing this. You can see I had some holes drilled up here. I was testing them up there. I finally got it figured out. That's an off-the-shelf clutch stop you can get off eBay. Just search universal clutch stop. And I have my old one. My old one's somewhere over here. It is. This is my old one. This was the, come on, focus. This was the Home Depot special, basically. But, yeah, I don't know. That works really well, and it is way more solid. Been continually cleaning up the engine bay as well. There's a whole bunch of, like, old blue, like, sheathing over here and over here that I got rid of. Like, all this nasty, you know, I was in my teens, whatever stuff. All that's gone. We're switching over to all black vacuum hose, all black. The only stuff that's going to remain blue are the radiator hoses and the like boost hoses, the intercooler hoses, I guess you can call them, or couplers, and some of the bushings and the wastegate. But like a lot of these blue spaghetti lines, they need to go. This car needs to start looking way more professional than it does right now. Looks good, but it doesn't look professional. Like this, not professional. This is like a 20-year-old Volvo rubber fitting with Volvo yellow plastic hose, and then it switches over to like silicone, and there's a zip tie down here somewhere, and like we can't have that stuff anymore. So we'll get that cleaned up. We got to fix the power over here still, upgrade to the new connector, or the new wires over here. I got the stuff to pull those out and redo those. And then over here around a whole bunch of new stuff, the USB cable I put in a little sheathing thingy, and then we got our clutch switch coming out of here. We got our Econ Sport for rolling anti-lag. We got our transmission shift up light for the shift light, and then of course this is the PWN signal for our in-tank fuel pump. So I got to get all that wired up. I bought some new Deutsch connectors. We'll make that all pretty and finish that up. And once that's done, the next thing we can start working on is I'm making some changes to the angle gear, which I will show. And I'm also doing some other things. Finished up some wiring over here. Love me those DT series connectors. I got the fuel pump, or the in-tank pump officially wired in. We got the shift light, we got the clutch switch, and this brown gray looking one is the Econ Sport for rolling anti-lag. Down here, my EGT controller, I'm probably gonna clean up some of, not clean it up, but secure some of this stuff, because I don't want this or any of these wires like this. I don't want any of those moving from like wind coming through here and getting stuck on the frickin' belt and eating everything up. We want to avoid that. So I'm gonna clean up some more things there. I mean, it's just so much cleaning up right now, guys. It's just going to be all these little mini updates for probably another week or so. There's so much to get done before the dyno. Like, it's all these little things that I just haven't done in years that just need to get done. Just overdue things. I kind of mentioned how I was going to clean up a lot of this spaghetti earlier, but all of the wastegate is going AN. Everything's going to be AN on the wastegate. Fuel regulator is going AN. Blow-off valve is going AN. These are going to be welded onto the intake plenum. So that's going to get rid of these two. This, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. This is the line for the inside boost pressure thingy-majiggy, which I really like, the little turbo gauge. And then this, the ECU, I think what I'm going to do with the ECU is, you can see the map sensors right down there. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch this from silicone to like a nylon, and basically just run it straight from there into here. And I'm going to do a bulkhead fitting kind of like this on my ECU box. And that's going to allow me to basically AN, like 90 AN off of that. And this will all be secured with pinch clamps, and it'll be secured to the map sensor, because that nylon, I'll buy like 2 millimeters, so 3 millimeter diameter barb, but that's going to get on there really, really tight. We'll use some heat to get it on there, put some pinch clamps on there, put some pinch clamps on this side, and then we'll have a little 4AN frickin' bulkhead there, and we can just use 4AN for our map signal. So everything will be AN. No barbs, no silicone that'll burst or rupture or blow off the back tree. I've had all 4 of these blow off on my Pocono races before. So I made some adjustments to my angle gear oil pump. You can see that I switched over to a rubber hose here. And you can see we just have a regular M6 by 1 to 1/4 inch barb. And I moved the sensor right over here, and it's just working so much better. The issue I was having before with the AN fittings is tightening the AN fitting would tighten that M6 fitting, and you could snap it, or if you couldn't get it tight enough, that M6 fitting would come loose and then would start leaking, even with thread sealant, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, it was super annoying, so I got some high temperature rubber hose. It's really not near anything, you know, it's just near some hot radiating heat, but it's not going to be in contact with any exhaust. I still got to extend this so I can hook my pressure or my temperature sensor back up, but this is working so much better than what I had before, and I am really happy with it. Also spent about an hour, and I put in Hussein's new viscous coupler, and we'll give it a try. I took it out for a little bit of a spin, and it seemed to just be blowing the fronts off, and I still have a lot of front wheel spin issues, so I don't know if this is going to be how long this is going to stay in there, but we're going to try it, and we're going to try some launches. I did try some launches, and it just blows the fronts off, and this just takes forever to lock up, but I don't know. We're going to keep playing with it for another week or two, and I want to get the car aligned. I have no idea how the alignment is set in this rear, and the front is a mess too because of all the suspension height changes, all the geometry changes, and we need to get this thing aligned, but we're going to replace the front suspension first. And yeah, these blue springs are riding great. So probably going to wrap it up here for this video. Pretty happy with how the engine bay is looking. I actually just got this in the mail today. There's a little TCV bracket, and I'm going to put it right there, and we're going to have one line coming off it to go right down there to the compressor. Another line is going to be shooting over there to the gate, and we're going to have another line going from the gate over to the post intercooler hose. So it's going to be next video. I'm going to get all that stuff ordered up, and we will redo the entire boost control system. Till next time, guys.